Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you. And it's for Thursday, the 21st day of May. Here we go. So Shavuos is the holiday of cheesecake, right? Wrong. Let's go way back to the beginning and understand the holiday of Shavuos because it really is a concurrence of many things that happens on this famous day. In the Torah, Shavuos is described as the holiday of the weeks because the Korban Omer was brought on the second day of Pesach. Then we count 49 days, and the 50th day is called an Atzeres, a special Yom Tov. And on that Yom Tov, we pause to have one day of Yom Tov, and that's Shavuos. That's the way it is described in the Torah. And the Torah tells us to bring a special sacrifice of shtei halechem, of two special loaves of bread that are brought on the holiday of Shavuos, on the holiday of the weeks. So that's one simple explanation in the Torah as to one of the things that happens on this special day. Also, it is the Chag HaBikurim. That is a holiday that we bring our first fruits to the Beis Hamikdash, to the temple. And you know how that works. The Jews back at the time when they were in Israel and there was a temple would save their first fruits, the ones that ripen first, bring them in a beautiful parade into the area of Yerushalayim, into the Beis Hamikdash, and so it was also the Chag HaBikurim, the holiday of the first fruits. Of course, most famously, it is the day that we received the Torah at Har Sinai, at the mountain of Sinai, and that is the one that you'll hear the most about. So what's all this talk about cheesecake? So I'm going to give you one simple explanation about that, and it goes like this. Because it was the day that the Jewish people got the Torah and so many new laws were given to the Jewish people on that day, their pots and pans were really not kosher. They had not yet been given all the laws of shechita and kosher and preparing meat and salting it, etc. And suddenly on the first day that they got the Torah, the holiday of Shavuos, they were in a kind of like unusual situation because they didn't really have a set way yet to bring all of their meat meals into preparation. So they ended up eating dairy on that first day of Shavuos. That's one of the famous explanations as to why we eat dairy. You don't have to eat dairy all throughout Shavuos, but that's why there is a custom to eat some dairy meals on the holiday of Shavuos. Cheesecake is just a famous dairy food, but there is no command that says thou shalt eat cheesecake. It's not mentioned anywhere in the Torah or not anywhere in Gemara, I'm pretty certain. It's just a famous dairy food that everyone loves to talk about. But the idea really is to eat some dairy food on Shavuos in memory of one of these situations. Also, the Torah is considered a very sweet food. It is like milk, and that's another reason why dairy is eaten on the holiday of Shavuos. But please remember that the cheesecake is not the main mitzvah of the day. The main mitzvahs of the day are in the temple, where those shtei halechem, those two sacrifices of bread that were brought, and the bikurim, the first fruits that were brought, and of course the acceptance of the Torah. Oh, I should also mention that the Medrash says, it's fascinating, and it certainly needs explaining, but that it says that the Jewish people were sleeping when it was time to receive the Torah on the morning of Shavuos. Now there are a lot of speeches given about what exactly that means. But that you'll have to ask your rabbi and hear speeches about over the holiday of Shavuos. But we like to stay up all of Shavuos night to kind of symbolize that we are alert and ready and anxious to accept the Torah on the holiday of Shavuos. And that's why, of course, many people will be staying up learning on the night of Shavuos. So I hope that clarifies it. But I can certainly tell you with certainty, it's not just the holiday of cheesecake. That is one of the background, cute traditions that has developed over the years, but it is those other three things are of much greater prominence. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.